Chafing Armor Podcast 136, Feast or Famine. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and irascible Dungeon Master, Michael Corley. And with me tonight is Izzy. Izzy, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello everyone, I'm your host and irascible half-orc barbarian, Marezi Mukra.
But that's my line. And also with us tonight is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm playing Athora Greyfield, a fighter tiefling.
Absolutely. And also with us is Dare. Dare, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello, everyone. I am Dare, and I am playing Tix Birchmanson, your favorite paladin of Garl Glittergold.
Beautiful. And when we last left our players, they had been journeying deep into the tombs of Kalimvor, and they had found that things were very strange down there, including being transported to the Penta Plains, apparently. While spending the night in one of the huts at the Penta Plains, they woke up to find two of the party members missing, and that they were somewhere else. In fact, they were on the Isle of Dead. The Isle of the Dead, where they had originally found Audrey 3. They found they were in the Sea Hag's hut that was slowly being subsumed by a gelatinous cube. They only barely escaped through some very effective and exactly 6-foot jumping from the three party members. They then found themselves surrounded by ghostly creatures that seemed very hungry. They were greeted by a huge, disgusting demon who challenged them to a cook-off. They faced off with the Craxador bandit Oliver Blackeyes, who was directly responsible for most of Athora's village starving to death. And in vengeance, she had used the medallion Feast or Famine upon him, causing him to starve to death and become a hunger ghost. And he has been defeated several times by the party, only to keep coming back. And he has been defeated again in a cooking contest, where Tix and Marezi and Athora made some delicious shepherd pie with a side of cornbread. And no sooner could that go into this demon's maw that Oliver Blackeyes tries to sneak attack y'all. So I want to get a spot check from everyone.
That's a 21 for Tix.
Okay. 2 for Marezi?
14.
Yeah.
14. Okay. So he does, he is getting the jump on you, as it were, but thanks to you, Tix, you are able to raise the alarm. What would you say as he is coming up behind you to attack?
As predictable as we knew he was, here comes Oliver Blackeyes, the failure, one more time. Can I roll an intimidate into that one more time?
I will allow it.
Oh, yay.
That's technically an action, but I'm going to allow it.
Oh. That's a 7.
7. Okay. Well, he is just blinded by rage that it doesn't punch through to him. And I need y'all to roll for initiative. And I also want you to know that those strange, shadowy figures are beginning to close in on you, even as the combat begins. But for the moment, let's focus on the combat itself. Tix, what did you roll?
A 9.
A 9 for Tix, and for Athora?
21.
21, and for Marezi?
4.
4 for Marezi. And for Oliver? All right. And Athora, you will go first. You see, by the way, he is coming for you with his hands outstretched and his unnatural, supernatural face. He has some physicality to him, and his eyes and his mouth are just distending downward, like as if he wants to just bite your shoulder off as he's leaping at you.
Okay. Let's hit him with my sword.
Okay.
Alright. That's a 20, not natural.
20 not natural. Okay, that will hit. And he has a natural damage resistance against non-magical weapons. But you have a new weapon, don't you?
I
do! So he takes full damage from your sword.
Cool. 3 points of damage.
3 points?
Yeah.
Goodness, you must have rolled pretty low.
Yeah.
With your damage bonus.
The damage on this bonus on this sword is only a +1.
Right, but you also have your strength bonus.
I thought that was only for.
I also.
No, you get a strength bonus for all melee attacks.
Oh.
So
My brain also exploded when I realized I should have been adding my strength bonus to all of my damage this whole time.
it's okay. These things happen. So you just so we're clear, you get your bonus for your weapon. So if you have a +1 weapon, you get +1 to hit and to damage. But then you also get your strength bonus for a physical attack. Because you're strong, you're smashing or stabbing harder. So you add that to all melee attacks.
Okay, I didn't know that applied to damage.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Alright then. That's an 8 then.
Ah, gotcha. Well, you are a very powerful fighter. So just when you said 3, I was like, that would be almost impossible for someone as mighty as you to do only 3 damage. As you stab into him, and you see like his physicality shudder as it can't resist the power of your weapon, and that will bring it to him. He is going to distend his jaw and just psychically scream at all of you. And I need all of you to make a saving throw. This would be a willpower saving.
Ooh, I can do that.
8.
I got an 8.
An 8, okay. And Marezi?
Also an 8.
Okay.
Tix got a 33.
Mind sharing some of that great saving?
Yes. So, Marezi and Athora, you are both now frightened. And your dungeon master, just to make sure he's looking at that. You cannot approach him at the moment, and you want very much to back away from him, but there are other figures coming up behind you. So we'll deal with that in a moment. That will bring it to Tix. Tix, however, you have been completely unaffected. The power of your god literally protects you from this fear, and it is your turn.
Okay, so we're going to whip out Destiny Seeker, and I say, Destiny Seeker, now is the time for righteous vengeance. We must protect Athora and Marezi, and we must banish this ghost once and for all.
Use me, I will destroy them. Use your harm wounds. Trust me.
Alright. We'll go with inflict critical wounds.
Okay.
That.
Now, go ahead.
That is an 18 plus 9, so that is a 27 to hit.
Okay, that will definitely hit. Now, normally, inflict critical wounds is a touch attack. However, as you cast it, you feel the power of Destiny Seeker. Not just Garl Glittergold, but Destiny Seeker flow into you. You know instinctively that you can transmit critical wounds through Destiny Seeker.
All right.
So you can also add Destiny Seeker's attack.
Okay. All right, then that is 5d8 damage plus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 5d8 damage plus 12.
Okay. That's a lot.
Ooh, max damage on that one. So that is 16 plus 11 is 27 plus 12 is 39 points of damage.
39 points of damage. So, what part of the body would you imagine you struck with Destiny Seeker?
So since he was lunging for Athora, I am going to swing around and make a swipe that would come right across his side where his phantom arms would be reaching for Athora, and I would be cleaving through his ribs.
Okay. Now your attack doesn't go like straight through his body, but like it cleaves in that direction. As it does, you all watch as it eats away at the ethereal flesh that makes up this hunger ghost. And he screams as his ribs literally expose before you, and you see rotten flesh underneath as it decays at the touch of Destiny Seeker. And Destiny Seeker says, "Yes! It does not have blood, but we will vanquish it." And that will bring it to you, Merezi. Merezi, you are terrified. And then two things happen. One, he gets like his ribs exposed, which really reduces the amount of scariness of him. But the other is you actually feel a squeeze on your shoulder, and it's Aki. And Aki has some serious claws, and digs into your shoulder, and you actually feel the fear effect leave.
Oh, hey, there you are. Still doing good. Rezi pets Aki on her fat tegu jowls. Alright. Yeah. So I am no longer feared. I am going to rage. Da-da-da-da.
She remembered! Yay!
For once in my damn life, I have, I get 14 extra hit points, and I am, going to do one attack. 27. 27 will hit. And I apologize, I got so into the flavor, I forgot. What damage did you do, Tix? Total?
39 points of damage.
39, yes. It was a lot, but I forgot to write it down.
I'll just roll all three of my attacks, and then calculate the damage. My second attack, I get a 21. So 21 hit?
Yes.
And a 18.
Okay. And then please roll the damage for all three of those.
Wonderful. Let's see. 10 plus 7 plus 6.
Okay. 10 plus 7 plus 6. Okay.
23 points of damage.
Okay. As you attack, this is a ghost. One of the things the ghosts don't take damage from sometimes, depends on the type of ghost, is non-magical items. Your halberd, while a wonderful halberd, is not magical.
Yeah.
However, you feel once again that pulse in your arm. Boom. And again. Boom. And again. Boom. As you attack. And each time that shadowy etherealness is trying to just move aside from your halberd, but it comes in and just bites. And as it is doing it, he is screaming at you, Tix, and he's screaming at you, Athora, and he's screaming at you, Merezi, and he's saying, I cannot die. I will come back. I will... Ah! And as you stab the last time, Merezi, by the way, where would you stab on the last strike?
Probably the exposed ribs.
Of course. You come into that exposed rib cage. And something that you have never seen before. Now, Tix, you, blasted him away with your power, your holy power. And Athora, you beat him down into incorporeality back near the docks in Kalimvor. But this time, he is unmade. As your band drums with energy, you drive your halberd into his ribs, and you see bits of light begin to spark and energy ebb and flow as he just... And there is nothing left of the Craxidor bandit, Oliver Blackeyes.
Well, that was satisfying.
He explodes like a frickin' Zelda monster, and I'm into it.
You're not wrong. And the shadowy creatures are coming closer, and they pause as this happens.
And so Tix will stand up with Destiny Seeker holding up in front of him with a big smile, look into the face of the devil and the other shadow creatures and say, I have come to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I would like you to make that roll, and I would like you to make it an advantage for the sheer audacity of quoting that line.
One roll is a 6, and the other roll is a 17.
One of the figures comes forward and begins to resolve itself into a physicality. He looks like a sailor, actually. You recognize. And he comes towards you, Tix, but not in a threatening manner. He was coming forward in a threatening manner, but now in a more almost beseeching manner. And he says, please, I am Cyrus Peterschwim. I and my band have long sought sustenance that we cannot have. Will you make us shepherd's pie?
Hell yeah!
Sure. That will be fine, as long as we can end this peaceably.
And there's like a that goes through the group, and they are menacing supernatural creatures. They are shadowy forms where you can just see the redness of their eye, and one by one kind of they become more physical, and they begin to resemble the sailors that they used to be before they died. And they come forward and they say, we just want to have our last.
And so Tix will begin the preparations and bless the food and perform last rites over the meal and the people, the spirits there. And as they prepare the meal, each one he will anoint with olive oil that has been blessed as holy oil, and send them on their way with a good meal.
This is D&D, and normally I would make you roll. But there are some things that are just correct. And that is exactly what happens. Merezi and Thora, is there anything that y'all would like to do or anything that you would like to do to help?
Morezi's making them shepherd's pies, man. She's busting them out. There's a lot of sailors here. You need a lot of extra manpower.
Absolutely.
Merezi always keeps knives on her. She's chopping up potatoes and peeling potatoes. Merezi knows how to handle meat.
Okay. And Thora, is there anything that you would like to?
I'm helping pass out the stuff they're making. I don't really know how to make shepherd's pie, but I can carry things.
And Cirrus, the one who spoke to Tix, says to you, we weren't with that guy.
That is excellent to know. Thank you for being kind.
It has just been so long, and we have been trapped in between. Thank you for helping us find our rest.
I am glad to do that. That is what I am actually here for.
It is. It actually is. And you feel the warmth of Garl Glittergold and the strange coldness that sometimes comes from Destiny Seeker does not touch you this day as you anoint them with the blessed olive oil, and one by one they dissipate, but not like Oliver, but more like a happy wind blowing in the breeze as they one by one head off. And before we bring this adventure to a close, is there anything else that y'all would like to do?
What happened to the devil? Did it just disappear after it ate?
He did. He absolutely did. He seemed to have got what he wanted, and he disappeared. He didn't hang around. You don't know quite what was going on, whether he was attracted. You actually know Tix, what type of devil that is. It's very fun to say. It's a Nuparibo, I believe is the correct way to say it. And you know that among other things, they have an unquenchable thirst and hunger that can never be satisfied. They are actually fairly low down in the ranks of devils, but nevertheless, they are still quite dangerous.
Right.
So whether it was simply attracted by so many hunger ghosts in the area, or whether there's something else going on, it is no longer here. Or at least you can't see it.
That's good to know. I will search the area for any clues to find out how we get back to the pseudo Palm Grove and find Penton and Distant Bells so that we can get back on our quest.
All right. Please give me a spot roll.
This has been a good night for spot rolls.
Yeah, let's see.
No. No. So that is a total of 10.
Total of 10. So something does happen, but with that spot roll. Does anyone else want to do anything?
Oh, please. Somebody else roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a search of this specific area to see if there's any like interesting artifacts of the interesting things that have happened here within 11.
11. My goodness. Athora!
I'll roll to spot 12.
Oh my goodness gracious.
10, 11, 12.
10, 11, 12.
Can I use my inspiration to roll again since...
You can.
Okay.
You can.
To scan the area for everything that Merezi was looking for the door, for our way out. And that is much better. That is a 14 plus 7. That's a 21.
So, when you're first looking, you don't really find much. And that's that initial roll. But then something kind of makes you go back and you look back at the witch's hut. And there isn't really much to see there because there's a burned husk and just little hissing fragments of the gelatinous cube. And then a little glint catches your eye. And you kind of carefully with your toe, because, there's still like gelatinous cube acid around, you kind of poke at the area, and it seemed that there was something inside that gelatinous cube.
All right. I'll take a bit of wine and water and pour it on whatever it is to wash off any acid and gently pick it up.
Okay. So you, in addition to that, once you wash things away, as often happens with gelatinous cubes, it has coins inside. There is the equivalent of 25 gold in minor gems that you can easily sell later. They probably came from rings, unfortunately. And there is also the equivalent of 37 platinum in here. Apparently this guy has been working for a while. You wonder how many adventurers had ended up inside him.
Wow. Excellent.
But that is not what you saw. What you saw was something sharp. And you're able to kind of wash it away and kind of pull it free from the goo. It is a trident. And it definitely is magical. But I do not believe you have the ability to identify it at the moment.
No, I do not.
Okay. But Pinton does. So if you want to hang on to that, please put in your inventory you have a magical trident, which may come in handy later. So very good that you decided to use your inspiration, because y'all would have missed that otherwise. But that is not all that happens. As you're looking through the hut, suddenly the sun comes up, and then the sun goes down, and the sun comes up, and then the sun goes down. But the weird thing is, y'all haven't seen movies, and you don't have, video cameras and things like that, but you get the distinct impression that it's going backwards. Vroom, 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 vroom. And then suddenly it stops. And you see a figure climbing up the rim, and it is a monk. It is a monk with features about them that are vaguely monkey-like. And the monk is holding a staff. And the monk looks down, and as they do, you notice something very noticeable, is that the monk only has one arm. And it looks down into the crater. This is like a ghostly image that you're seeing. And then the monk leaps down into the crater, which you would think would be bad. But you might recall there were shells where the two figures were being kept. And it comes back up a few minutes later, and it has those two silver spikes that were driven through the two figures' heads. One of which was an elven necromancer, a young elf necromancer who was actually the brother of Garluin. But this monk comes easily scrambling back up and is holding those two spikes, one in their mouth, and one shoved into a pack. And then it walks towards the forest, and as it does, vroom, the door opens, and it walks through the door, and the door remains open.
Well, I guess that's our invitation. Athora, Morezi.
All right.
Let's go.
And we scramble to the door.
Okay, you walk your way through with your new platinum and trident, and find yourself in That's Where We'll End! Chafing Armor, episode 136. Good job, everybody.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Y'all did a great job. I wanted y'all to have a nice little combat, but I also wanted to make things a little different. One of my key rules in playing Dungeons and Dragons is that nothing is absolute, and that if you know, even an evil ghost isn't necessarily evil, and so forth. And so, under the right circumstances, rather than fighting them, sometimes just giving them a meal might be the right way to go.
Might be the right way. Feed the soul, literally.
Right. Like, it doesn't always work. Like, you couldn't have gotten rid of Oliver Black Eyes that way, because he just wanted you dead so bad.
Well, that was,
as far as you can tell,
interesting development with Destiny Seeker. So,
yes. I told you when you leveled that to let me know the next time you used Inflict Wounds, but I don't know if my brain kept track of if you've used it since then.
Actually, no. I have not used Inflict Wounds since then, and actually I forgot to add 1d8 to that total, so...
Well, Morezi took care of the rest, that's for sure.
Morezi took care of it. Good job.
And I forgot to add my favored enemy damage bonus, but I still killed him, so it's fine.
Yep. You do definitely have that as a ranger, and I think I couldn't think of anything more appropriate in this setting for you to have taken up undead, given what.
Oh yeah, it was definitely intentional. Because, I mean, and it's not like even metagaming, whereas he knows that we're fighting a death god.
Absolutely. No. I mean, the first thing y'all encountered were squishy zombies.
Yep.
This has been infused in this campaign. And Athora, you have finally permanently laid to rest the Craxidor Bandit.
Woohoo!
So one less...
Yay, backstory did.
Yes, one last thing to worry about until some other thing comes up. Like, I don't know if it's getting cold in here. We'll see. But thank you all for playing.
Thank you for not killing us.
Thank you all for listening.
Y'all all have a good evening, and thank you all to our wonderful listeners out there.
Thank you all to everyone who supports us and enjoys listening to us. We wouldn't be able to do this without you, so thank you so much for joining us. We do this for you.
People who listen to Chafing Armor are sexier than other people. It's science.
Science!
It's a fact.
All right. Well, y'all have a good evening, and until we talk to you again, we will roll with you soon.